Women be out here saying, be confident, but not arrogant. Pursue her, but don't be desperate. Pay for dates, but don't be a simp. Make it make sense. Like, we really can't win out here as men.
The majority of men's dating lives are very difficult and only going to get harder as time goes on.
Making me agree with a man is something that a lot of women on here is making me do, and I do not like it.
Regardless of what you do, it's never gonna be enough for these booty head ass bitches.
When men ask women to take their clothes off, we're creeps. When men ask women to wear more clothes, we hate women.
I'm sure a lot of y'all guys are going to relate to what I'm about to say and the TikToks that we'll be seeing later on in this video. Because if you're a man who has spent any real time in the dating game, you have lived every single one of these contradictions personally. And that's just the warm up. That's just the appetizer. Let's talk about the full picture too, because this goes way deeper than just double standards. Okay. I want to start with dating apps. Okay. Dating apps were supposed to level the playing field as men and women. Okay. What they actually did was just create a system where the top 10% of men are getting the overwhelming majority of matches while everyone else is essentially invisible. So I believe before a man even gets to the first date, the algorithm has already told him that he doesn't really qualify. And then society will literally turn around and ask why men are struggling with confidence. Like, you just spent 6 months being invisible on an app and you're supposed to show up on a date radiating self-assurance? Like, come on now. And some guys even pay. Some guys even pay on these dating apps, and it's becoming a pay to win. And if you somehow even get past the dating apps, now you're in the actual dating game, okay? And here's where the double standards become a full-time job to navigate. If you're approaching a woman confidently, that means you're aggressive. If you don't approach, it means you're a coward with no game. If you pay on the first date, then you're trying to buy her attention. If you split the bill, you're cheap and you don't really value her. If you text too much, you're just clingy. If you don't text enough, that means you're not interested. If you tell her how you feel too early, then that means you're coming on too strong. And if you just wait to open up, then you're emotionally unavailable. Like, there's no winning move you can make as a man in the dating game. Every single option has a penalty attached to it. Like, why is that? Like why is this happening? These penalty changes depend on who you ask. It depends on what day is, what mood she's in, you know, if it's that time of the month or not. Men aren't really losing at dating because they're not trying hard enough, okay? They're losing because the rule book gets rewritten every time they think that they figured something out. And then the crazy part about all this is that, like, when men bring any of this stuff up, when they actually point out the contradictions and say that, hey, this isn't fair, the response isn't a conversation. It's, maybe you're just not the right guy, or a real man will complain about this, or, oh, so now not only are the rules impossible, but you're not even allowed to acknowledge that the rules are impossible without it being used as evidence against you. Men really can't win, guys. I'm not really here to tell men that nothing is their responsibility, okay? Because some of it is, of course. And self-improvement is a real thing at the end of the day, okay? Working on yourself is real. Becoming the kind of person someone actually wants to be with, that's on you, right? And you know, I truly believe that. But there is a huge difference between work on yourself and the entire structure of modern dating is designed in a way where your effort has almost no guaranteed return. Both things can be true at the same time. And until we're honest about both of these statements, men are just going to keep grinding in the game that was never actually set for them to win. So next time someone asks you why men are checking out, why men are frustrated, why men are even opting out completely, don't really give them a lazy answer. Point them to the full picture, because that's where the real conversation starts. That's where the real improvement begins.
You know what I noticed, and I think it's crazy, is that when men ask women to take their clothes off, we're creeps. When men ask women to wear more clothes, we hate women. When we don't ask women for anything, we're not attentive and we don't care. When men approach women in public, it's please leave us alone. When men stop approaching women in public, it's why don't men talk and approach women anymore? When men only like to do what's deemed manly stuff, it's toxic masculinity. When we get into liking what I guess would be deemed feminine stuff, who gonna be the men? I mean, who gonna be the boys? Who gonna be the girls? Oh, how do they say that? Who gonna be the girls? Who gonna be the men? Something like that. The boys. However, the new saying is, right? You know what I mean? We tell women we don't want you going out to the club if you're gonna be my girl. Well, just if you're gonna be my girl, then we're controlling. If we let them do whatever they want, we didn't care and we didn't put enough effort. If we work too much, then he never made time for me. But if he doesn't work enough, then he was always up under me and he wouldn't leave me alone. All this to say is that I've realized that no matter what we do as men, it's an issue. It's an issue no matter what we do. We can't win. There's nothing that can be done that can satisfy these women. It's crazy. The one that really gets me though was that whole modesty debate thing, where it was like the men asking women, can you wear more clothes? Men hate women in their incels. Who cares about the male loneliness epidemic? If men gawk at you at the gym because of what you wear, because those are the men that are telling you to wear whatever you want, wear those type of clothes, y'all are creeps. That's the one I was just like, oh, no matter what we do, they don't like it. No matter what we do.
The majority of men's dating lives are very difficult and only going to get harder as time goes on. There are so many things working against the average guy, and if you're not able to see what those are and able to adjust to the situation, you're going to get left behind. Here are a couple of things that are working against your situation. The first one would be your competition, which is guys with status. Due to social media, they can just DM your crush and now she's out on a yacht hanging out with a whole bunch of celebrities. Not to mention, these guys with status have women throwing themselves at them while the average guy is stuck there with 0 women hitting him up. The second thing working against y'all is the fact that you have easy access to PORN. So now when your sex drive is kicking in, all you do is pull out your phone and then you handle your business instead of actually going and meeting real women. So now you don't have any motivation to go and talk to girls when you could just use your phone. The third thing working against y'all is Netflix, video games, social media, anything that's gonna eat away at your time when you could be doing something way more productive. You prioritize instant gratification. That's why you jerk off, play video games, watch Netflix, instead of doing things that are actually going to benefit you, like working out, meditating, approaching women to develop your social skills. So those are just a couple of things that are working against you, the average guy. But if you're tired of being the average guy, if you actually want to make a change and you're serious, then DM me the word transformation on my Instagram and I will get back to you.
Men in this generation, I honestly feel bad for the good men in this generation. It seems that no matter what they do, they can't win. If they are emotionally available and consistent, they are labeled as clingy or too much. But if they give women space and protect their own peace, they are accused of being emotionally unavailable or distant. A lot of men are being put through emotional obstacle courses just to be seen as worthy, and often by women who don't even know what they want themselves. There's a contradiction that's hard to ignore. Many women say they want a present, attentive partner, but then turn around and reject that very behavior once it's given to them. It's like we have entered a generation of mixed signals, where a man is expected to be both obsessed and indifferent, dominant but soft, emotionally intelligent but never too vulnerable. The truth is, a lot of this chaos we see in modern dating is rooted in unresolved trauma. Many people, especially those caught in cycle after cycle of situationship, are carrying deep wounds, whether it's from absent fathers, toxic exes, or a culture that glamorizes dysfunction. You can't build something healthy when you're still bleeding from the past. And you can't keep blaming every man when you have never stopped to heal yourself. At the end of the day, you can't eat your cake and have it too. If you want a solid, loving relationship, you have to be ready to receive one. And that starts with clarity, maturity, and healing on both sides.
Making me agree with a man is something that a lot of women on here is making me do, and I do not like it. So I expressed about how I was at the gym the other day, and after I was done with my workout, a guy came up to me, hand me a note, right? So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, in this note, it's gonna probably have his number or his social media. I don't open it at the time. I put it in my bag. I said, I'll read it when I'm done with like the gym itself. So I go into my car after I'm done with my workout, and I look at the note. Matter of fact, let me fucking, where's the note? Where's the fucking note? Hold on. I have the note here. Actually, here it is. I have the note. It says, respectfully, oh, with all due respect, but I said, respectfully, you're incredibly beautiful. From Superman. So I thought, when I read that, I thought it was cute. It was flattering. I was like, oh, this is really, cute. Because again, a lot of dudes don't even, nobody's writing notes anymore. Nobody's writing letters or whatever the case. So I write about it. I say, hey, ladies, how do you feel if X, Y, and Z? Now, this is where I have the issue. You have women saying, why would he write Superman? Oh my God, if he wrote Superman, that is so cringe. You're a grown-ass man. Use your words. Somebody said, oh, I don't go to the gym to be called beautiful. I wouldn't like that. Why we always got to be complimented on our looks? Like, people was just like, finding something negative about it, right? Oh, why are we writing notes? Are we in second grade? And honestly, I can see why men don't really want to approach women. Because if he had just approached me mid-set or whatever the case and just talked to me, y'all would have had an issue about it. It's like, y'all always have something. There's like, it's just for some reason, y'all always have an issue with what men do. If you do, he do. If you don't, he don't. For some reason, he's still wrong. What is the problem? I don't know. Maybe we're all just in a fight or flight. But golly, I just simply don't get it. It's like men cannot win today, even if they're actually doing it the right way.
Fellas, I'm sorry to be the one to break it to you, but baby, regardless of what you do, it's never gonna be enough for these booty head ass bitches. Let's get into it. Women have built their whole fucking dating strategy off of moving a fucking goalpost and then blaming the man when he can't fucking win a game that was created for him to fucking lose. Yeah, I fucking said it. Like, a man texts or call too much, he doing too much. He don't text or call at all, he inconsistent. He want to be around you, he clingy. He want to give you space, he acting different. He want to be around you, he moving too fast. He takes his time, then he wasting yours? What the fuck is this? He paid for everything, then that's what he's supposed to do. He asked you to go half with him. Then he broke, bitch. I can't make this shit up if I tried. And the reality is, y'all bitches really don't see how fucking exhausting that is. Bitch, I'm exhausting just making a motherfucking video. That's exhausting. Regardless of what the fuck they do, it's never fucking enough, bro.
One of my friends, right, he makes a lot of YouTube videos. He's actually pretty popular on Instagram now. He's got a big following. He's got probably like 30,000 followers, something like that. He's been having a very hard time with his dating life. You know, he's just light skinned. He's half white, half black. You know, he got dreads. You know, he ain't a bad looking dude, right? So, you know, he's been making a lot of videos lately because he's been getting a lot of numbers, but he's constantly been getting flaked on with dates. You know, one girl led him on so bad to the point where he just started feeling depressed and suicidal. I started binge watching, like, because I didn't really watch his videos like that, but like after like I've been seeing these notifications keep popping up, you know, I was like, let me see what's really going on. So I started watching some of his videos, and it's sad that, you know, a couple of rejections or a couple of flakes, you know, will make a man feel the need that he needs to off himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, looking back at it, I used to be like that, but looking back at it, it's like, why should you care about people who don't value you? They don't care about you one bit. You know, he was talking about how, you know, he'll go out on these dates, spend this money, and then they just completely just fuck him over. And he just feels like giving up on women completely. He's 27 or 28, I believe. I think he's 27. And, you know, now that I look back at it, being only 27 and then just completely just wanting to give up and just, you know, talking about you're going to be single forever, like, this is why I say patience is key. Because if you sit around crying over something that you can't control, but you still don't have patience for it, you're going to wind up fucking your mental health up to the no point in return. You're going to constantly be depressed when you wake up every morning thinking about this shit. Every man is going to get ghosted. Every man's going to get rejected. Every man is going to get used, manipulated. It's going to happen. Some men it happens more than others. That's just bad luck. You just go after the wrong types. You know, this is why nowadays I completely, you know, I stay on a different mindset, because I know what that pain and heartbreak feels like, you know. And you see couples out happy and whatnot. You have to realize is that not every couple out here is happy either. I have a friend who posts all these beautiful pictures with his girlfriend and shit on social media. They be fighting on the phone all the time and shit. I mean, fuck are you talking about? This and that. You got me fucked up. I'm telling you, it's real. But they posting that they love each other so much on Instagram and Facebook, all that. That's bullshit. So just remember that.
The scariest part about being a man is when you with a woman, you could do everything right, but you can lose that same exact woman by her just feeling one wrong thing. Comment down below what you think about that, man.
Another reason why I embrace being the villain is because a lot of guys lost it all trying to do the right thing. And personally, I was one of those guys myself. Trying to do the right thing, quote unquote the right thing, starting a family, being the honorable man to society. That destroys dudes' lives daily. Like, yo, it's almost a near-death experience. I would go as far as to say it is a near-death experience. Trying to do what society tells men to do relationally, okay, literally destroys men's lives every single day. It only gets us used. So with that being said, this is why I embrace being the villain. It's not worth it. It's a high risk, no reward situation, if you ask me. But free, to each their own. Free game.
The crazy part is that you did everything right? And when you did everything right in a relationship, and
when you say, I want a divorce, and he's like, no, I want to work this out. Everything's going to be fine. We can get through this. And he's so encouraging and everything's just so fucking peachy keen, right? We talk about how I'm manipulated into staying because he's a good guy. He does nothing wrong. Like, the only thing he's guilty of is being lazy and, not putting in effort like we did.
So everything is always forever changing or growing, becoming different or better. Your relationship is never going to be how it was when y'all first met. Y'all didn't know each other. Everything was new. Everything was fresh. It was butterflies. All that's over with. So you got to let that go. He's not manipulating you. It baffles me how, no matter how old a woman is, she can play victim. He's not manipulating you. You know that he's a good man. And before you met him, you probably dated a whole bunch of bad men. And that's the only thing that's more times than not out there waiting on you. It's more bad men and bad decisions. As a man, no matter if you do everything a woman asks of you, they will still find fault with you, which is crazy. Like I said, as a man, there's no winning a lot of time. Like 80, 90% of the time, there's no winning. You can give a woman everything she wants, and that still won't be enough. And she will still find fault, find a reason to leave you, cheat on you, whatever the case is. Just today at work, they text our group message and said, hey, we got work tomorrow, and it's mandatory. So I throw up a little emoji like counting money. And then somebody like, oh, we don't want to work tomorrow. We actually love spending time with our kids and stuff. A lot of chicks say that, and those same chicks don't even be spending time with their kids. They be telling their kids get out their room, get out their face, send their kids to their dad's house, send their kids to their grandma's house, mama's house, whoever will take them. So I said, I love my kids too. That's why I want to work, so I can provide for them. Because rent, $1,700. Just booked us a flight to Orlando for a family trip. It was 2 bands. When I go home, I'm gonna go get some money out of our stash and book the Airbnb. All that costs money. I work because I love my kids, to provide for them, to take care of them. I can't take care of them without money. Like, women literally leave men for working and providing, and cheat on men for working and providing. But you wasn't there. He was free. Yes, he's a bum. He don't have any money. He don't work. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, like I said, as a man, you're gonna take a lot of L's in this life, and people are not gonna notice how good they had it or how great you were until you're no longer here or in their life.
It's really crazy to me because some of y'all be out here blaming men for everything. Like, it doesn't take two to tango. Like, it's not just him, sis. It's him and his mother, because it's definitely not you.
Of a woman who was running in a marathon, and when she looks over, she notices a friend of hers flew in from London to watch her finish. The friend flew in for like 24 hours, and she sees the friend and she immediately starts bawling. She's like crying and running, and you could tell she's like overjoyed that her friend would do such a thing. I think sometimes when men are questioning why,
how the fuck did we get involved? What did we do? Shit, we're just sitting here watching the video, fuck. I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing.
If you're a man who's done everything he can for his woman and she still treats you poorly, disrespects you, maybe even blames you for everything and why the relationship is so bad, remember that relationships are reflectors. So if you choose to love someone who does not have the capacity that you do, they will have no option but to reject you because you are an exact reflection of the love they cannot give and of the love they feel unworthy of receiving.